Hello everyone, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I'm the inspector in charge of our operations division at the New Westminster Police Department. I oversee all our uniformed resources, so our patrol members, our traffic members, and our crime reduction unit members. So the day-to-day members that you might see out on the road driving police cars, those members are who I look after. This year marks my 20th year in policing. I didn't think I'd be talking about e-scooters, but it's nice to be here and kind of hear everyone's what's on everyone's mind. I understand that it's very topical, so my personal opinion on e-scooters, I'll give you that. I see it kind of no different than kind of like a motorcycle. It's a two-wheeled device that a lot of people use. There are definitely safety concerns surrounding it with the speeds that these devices go up to. There's a lot of, I think, communication that needs to be done with respect to these devices. I think just like the mayor has said earlier, these devices aren't going to go away. They're going to be part of our, it's eventually going to be legislated. And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal here, is to get them legislation around it and have a supporting framework that there can be enforcement. We've had already some significant incidents in New West, specifically over the last, I think, month or so, where there have been some youths injured on e-scooters. They're often driven, sometimes in an unsafe manner, and hearing some, or reading some of the comments before on the whiteboards, I can echo those. I've seen it myself, that they're ridden in a manner that's quite unsafe. Without helmets, the helmets are dangling off the handlebars. That's really no use to anyone. They're meant to be used and used on your head. Like I said, when it comes to enforcement, I don't believe the answer is to start handing out $600 violation tickets to riders. I think there's a significant educational component that needs to happen with this. I think a lot of actually riders and parents are misinformed as well, because neighboring municipalities do use these scooters and they're permitted there. So when you cross into New Westminster, there could be a belief that they're also permitted here. But that's, I guess this is where the pilot project kind of doesn't work out in our favor here. So again, that educational component, when it comes to our members seeing riders with these e-scooters riding them in an unsafe manner, we will stop and talk to them. Again, like I said, the goal is not to hand out violation tickets, but more of an education piece to talk to their parents, because they primarily are younger riders, but just to get that voice across so everyone understands the risks. I think when we were all younger, we all might have thought we were a little bit invincible, and I think that's carried on to this generation as well, that ones that are riding it. Ultimately, that's not the case, and we all know that here. So providing them with some education and some direction is the goal that our members are heading toward. I'm eager to listen to what everyone has to say today, but I'm happy to be here also. Thank you. Hello? I think I remember for the most part. Just to address your first part there, the education component. I do agree with you that it solely shouldn't rely on the police and the school board. It has to come from the parents of the riders. I think it starts from there. I think it starts with the riders doing their own research on these devices, how to best protect themselves. It's very much different than roller skating and riding a bike. These devices go very, very fast. So the education component starts right in their house when those devices are purchased. With respect to enforcement of the members and then them communicating on the police side of things, when we are between calls and we do see these devices being operated in an unsafe manner, just like I said, yes, we will approach individuals and talk to them. Do we have the capacity to go out and make extra patrols? Unfortunately, we don't. Our members are quite busy with their philo and other important issues that are going on within the city, that it's just not on our top 3 or 4 priority list right now.
Sanjay,
I'll briefly comment on that. So the education component is going to be probably joint with the school district and the police department. When our members do, if our members were to see driving or riding behavior like that, we would attempt to stop and talk to those individuals. And that's where that education piece comes in. It's making that one-on-one contact. explaining that they're not invincible. And of course, like I understand that a lot of youths, when they hear this information, it sometimes might go in one ear and out the other. But the purpose is to at least establish that contact, let them know that we are watching, that we are concerned for their safety. But not only that, there's other motorists, other pedestrians that use the roadway that want to be treated safely as well. So that's where that education component comes in when we see it. I'll be honest with you, like with respect to the call volume that we get and other priorities that happen in the city, it's not something that we are actively looking for. However, when it does come across our plate and when our members do see it, they will make an effort to stop and talk to those individuals.